We are live today. Michiel and I sitting around chatting about Profila. I got a couple things we want to cover today. First is some more news on our sale, which starts 2 weeks from yesterday. My gosh, it's been a long journey, but now we got the date into the public, so we got to keep it. Michiel, you were going to tell us a bit more about the sale and how we're kind of doing it a unique way.
Yeah. So I think everybody who's been following us since the start of the token sale in 2022, where we kicked off the pre-seed, has been waiting for a little while. That's of course a bit due to market conditions. It wasn't that great the last 2 years, but now we think that the market is ready and Profila is ready. Our product is ready to do the last phase of our token sale. So we've scheduled the public round or the public sale of Zeek, our zero knowledge token, on 2 platforms. We'll launch an IDO or a decentralized exchange offer on MinSwap, on the MinSwap DEX. You can already go to upcoming launches and you can see all of the details. We'll be selling about 2.5% of the token supply in a period of 5 days between the 10th of February and the 15th of February. So that's less than 2 weeks from now. And in parallel, we'll also sell that same amount of tokens via an ICO or a centralized exchange offering on LCX. On LCX, you can buy with fiat, you can buy with crypto, and on Mint, you can buy ADA. So those are with your ADA wallet. We just sent out a newsletter with a lot of practical information, investment rounds, also the cliff and the vesting skills, pricing of the different tokens, how you can claim your tokens afterwards via drip drops and whatnot. So a very detailed newsletter was sent out, and there's also a very detailed Medium article. So we'll send out a lot of Twitter posts or X posts in the coming days with practical information about the different rounds and how to get your tokens.
We have some bonuses set up too, don't we?
Yeah, some bonuses. So there's a bonus if you get a brand on board. So because the platform is now ready, we're of course speaking to our own sales pipeline of brands. We've been pitching to Radisson Hotels, to Renault, to Rolex, to Peugeot, to BMW. So we speak to a lot of large B2C companies. But Profila can perfectly be tested as well with smaller SME companies that have 1,000 customers or that have 2,000 customers, as long as it's a brand that sells a product to an end customer and where the brand or the company wants to have a kind of relationship and exchange content and information about products and services with their individuals and try to understand who your individual customers are in a privacy compliant way. So we have a specific bonus that if you bring on a brand, you can get up to $20,000 in Zeek as a bonus for a successful trial with that brand. So that is one that is completely unrelated to the sale. It's just purely allowing the community to suggest brands that could be interested in Profila's data and marketing platform. And then we have a couple of bonuses that are linked to your participation in the IDO or in the ICO. Specifically, there will be a referral program. So if you get your friends, fools, and family to invest as well, with a minimum of 1,000 ADA or $1,000. If you get 5 of them to use your personal name or personal code, then you'll get up to 10% extra tokens. So if you buy then 1,000, you get 1,100. And if you get 10 friends on board, you can get up to 20% extra tokens. Then another bonus is for AML and KYC onboarding. We can't make people on a DEX do AML and KYC, but we can incentivize them to do it. And again, 10% extra tokens if you go to our Swiss partner Altcoinomy and spend 5 to 10 minutes doing the AML and KYC.
Yeah, KYC is mandatory on the LCX platform, correct?
And on the LCX, you'll have to do it, but this is already embedded in the LCX platform itself. So for all LCX participants, because of course we don't want to discriminate, everybody who buys on LCX, when we get a list of participants from LCX, we'll be able to distribute as well the 10% extra bonus tokens because you did AML and KYC on LCX.
Sure.
And then the last one, of course, because the app is ready, the product is there, and we want to get your feedback. We have a couple of days trial set up in the app, and if you go to the platform, make an account, fill in some personal information, share some personal information with our dummy brands, and fill out the actions that we've set up for you, you can also get 10% extra tokens. So if you're a bit active, you can potentially get up to 40 or
really
50.
top up your tokens. Yeah.
So of course, all of the information about this will be in Medium articles, spread on X and on Telegram and in Discord in the coming days. So you can well prepare to get all of these bonuses.
Yeah, it'd be good if folks know the kind of math. If I do all of those things, you know, if I bought 1,000 ADA worth of tokens, what does that mean? If I do the KYC and do some of the actions in the app, yeah, it adds up. Those kind of bonuses add up after a while, and also the fact that just Zeek is the circulatory system of the platform, that you'll be able to earn and burn Zeek on the platform. So
yeah, linking to Luke's comment there's about 33% of our token supply, which is reserved purely for platform users. So that means if you build up your personal information on the app, if you share information with brands, we'll incentivize you with Zeek. And it's about 125 million of our tokens, which will just be handed out for free for positive and for active users on the platform. It's twice as large as all the tokens that we've sold throughout the different rounds. Anything else worth mentioning? So yeah, remember from the 10th of February to the 15th of February, and then the people who participate in the IDO and the ICO will directly get their tokens. There will be no cliff and no vesting. Pre-seed investors, seed investors, the people from Revuto invested, advisors, team members, they will all have a cliff and vesting schedule, which gradually distributes the tokens over a larger period in time. It's between 9 and 12 months after the end of the token sale. So the end of the token sale will be the 14th of February. Cliff is 1 month. The 14th of March, you'll be able to go to Drip Drops, and there you can claim your tokens by adding your ADA receiving address and just paying, I think, 1 ADA, and then click on Drip It, and then it will come directly to your ADA wallet. It can be any ADA wallet. It can be Yoroi. It can be whatever. There's more than 10 wallets, if not even more than that.
We've got I think we also have a Medium article about or a link to different wallets.
Of course, everybody who participated again in the IDO and ICO, and it can never be all the timing, but even though it's from the 10th to the 14th of February. I just received information this morning that I will probably have the birth of my daughter right in the middle of the sale week, but still, even with this information, we will not move the sale week. So let that be clear. Oh.
And we're renegotiating the name of your daughter to come.
Yeah, maybe you and me, but not me and my wife. I think it's pretty clear. We don't have any birth cards yet that we printed, but still, the name.
That's good. I remember your first one. I still have it. The card you sent. I think it was drawn by a friend of yours.
Yeah. Marie, she drew the wolf, like a wolf pack. Me as a wolf, my wife as a wolf, and then and now there will be another one that is similar, but then with a pink wolf, because it's a
It was the standard for birth announcements that I judge all others by, because it was such a beautiful card and
next to my wedding invite. Yeah.
Yep.
You remember
that as well. Yeah, that folded out. Yep, I remember all this. So.
Yeah. Just for the listeners, Luke and I go way back.
Good. Well, I imagine we'll probably have an opportunity between now and the 10th to maybe mention the sale again. You know, maybe talk about it a couple times. We'll see. But we're really excited. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and it really has just been market conditions that just haven't been the right time. Because we're trying to set up both our investors, both new token sale holders, for success, and also getting the platform ready. Because it's not a meme token. It's not speculative. It's a utility token. It will be the coin of the realm within the platform. And as we add more and more features, every feature we think about, we first think about how will Zeek flow through this, what earning opportunities, what burning opportunities. So it's very essential for how the platform is designed. And that's a good segue to something I've been thinking about lately. That's, we're not a crypto company only. For us, crypto is both crypto and blockchain are incredible tools, incredible resources. I remember we had a conversation at the panel in the Cardano Summit where, Profila probably doesn't work 15 years ago because the technology is not there to earn the trust, the blockchain, the immutable ledger, which is required for, we're using it obviously for the data subscriptions. A brand subscribes to you, that's a contract on the blockchain. And so, along those lines, both crypto and AI are simply things that we think are incredibly powerful, incredibly valuable, and that we want to incorporate very smartly and very elegantly in what we're doing. And I'll have you talk a little bit about the AI lawyer project we did with the Hochschule Luzern funded by the Swiss government. But there's so much about AI agents lately, and it's funny how the market keeps catching up with ideas that we've had for a long, long time. We're both big users of ChatGPT and other ones. And I had an epiphany a couple weeks ago where I was looking for tour operators. My mother wants to go on an Alaskan cruise with my sister. And she's older, she has some mobility issues. And I wanted to find tour operators that would cater for the things that she cared about. And so in ChatGPT, I was kind of typing all these facts about my mother that were relevant for finding the right tour operators. And I thought, in the future, I shouldn't have to do that. She can do that. And the details of her Profila should be instructive to the AI to give her what she wants. And then it came to me, your Profila is your prompt. Because, and not just for things like ChatGPT, but any kind of AI agents that's coming down the line, is it requires input. An AI agent can't bore into your mind and know what you want. It needs input from you. So your choice in the future will be to, tell it as much as you can. And even ChatGPT in the settings has something where you can just type as much as you want about yourself. That's a very inelegant solution. And I assume that was just for them to try some things out. But imagine a mature Profila going out in the world and using any AI agents that would then offer a small subscription offer to you, a short subscription offer for you to get certain parts of your Profila, which would then be part of your prompt for what you want, because your Profila is the most accurate, authentic, and valuable information about yourself. You shouldn't have to repeat yourself. And I think that's one of the many, many use cases you can imagine for Profila in the future, based on the core idea is of, your Profila is better than anything else out there. It's better data, it's more insights, it's your sentiment, it's your preferences, it's your aspirations. And you have the absolute power to decide who has access to it and what they can do with it. So an AI agent in the future, whether you're in a store or on the web or wherever it is that you're incorporating an AI agent, it simply needs certain information from you for a certain amount of time. That's a Profila data contract layer again. And now it can serve you better than it could before, and you're not having to waste your time typing things over and over and over again. So I think it's one of those things where we've designed such an elegant core to what we're doing that it will continue to accommodate technology changes, societal changes in the future, because it's based on that core idea that it's mine. My information is mine, and I should be able to use it for my value. So I'm really excited about exploring how we're going to support AI agents with an SDK to be able to grab your parts of your Profila with your consent, of course, always with your consent. And AI agents, there's no limit to what they can do, because in many ways it goes to that thing we talk about a lot internally is that marketing in the future won't be about searching and stalking. This is how I talk about that. Right now, marketing is about searching and stalking. Either me as an individual, I'm searching for things. I go to your website. I have to figure out how you see the world and hope that I can find things I'm interested in, which takes time and effort and such. And the stalking is how brands now get information about us. It's surveillance, it's tracking, so on and so forth. And that's such a dumb way to match people who want something with people who offer something. And you can imagine AI agents, whether it's one that is advising on trips or travel or anything like that. In the future, it'll be about smart matchmaking, where I have a need that's unique to me. You have a collection of products. How do we match those things up with minimal effort? That's what an AI agent can do. Now, let's take the travel example. This is actually something we talked about 2 years ago at the crypto summits. That was our entire example for the zero knowledge protocols, where here's who I am as a traveler. Here's the activities I like. Here's the pace I like. Any kind of limitations. But I'm looking for a holiday in Bali in the fall. How do I find that without having to do all that searching on it and such? And a smart matchmaking. And now that example, it was in a black box with zero knowledge, where I get the amount of offers that I want, and whoever is providing those offers gets nothing until I engage. The idea of obviously zero knowledge. But with an AI agent, it's the same kind of thing. It's simply matching me with something that it can go out and find itself for me. I can say, okay, I want, we'll take the travel example. I want 2 offers a day for a week, so I can get a sense of what's out there. That's very, very powerful with minimal effort by the individual and much better matching, because it's matching based on what they know about me. And what they know about me, they know because I accepted the subscription offer. It's sometimes heartening and also frustrating to think, of course, this is how it works. And we get that comment all the time from people. And once they really understand what Profila is trying to do, is of course it should work this way. And then it's just a question of what are the steps to actually get there. And it'll be better for everybody. It'll be better for individuals, of course. It'll be better for brands, the amount of spend and the amount of waste that they have trying to acquire customers, when instead they should just be matched up with those that want their products, and also regulators, because this makes GDPR, this makes different privacy regulations alive, because they're now practical and they're not a burden, they're actually an enabler of better relationships, which has always been our mindset, is we're in the relationships business. So I'm very, very excited about where AI is going. I think the news with DeepSeek, and I think there's still quite a bit we don't know, but if what we're being told is true or even partly true, it's going to make AI such a commodity that then the real value comes from, okay, who can apply it as elegantly as possible? Who can apply it for really real tangible value for individuals? And to do that, you need the Profila part of it, or it doesn't quite work. It isn't quite as strong, because again, you've got to repeat everything again. And if I have to explain the 50 most important things about me for someone who wants to sell me a travel package, I'm probably going to forget a few of them every time I have to write that over and over and over again. But if it's part of the surveys that I've taken, that's part of the insights that are part of my Profila, part of my travel, part of my Profila, that's very powerful. And it'll incentivize people to take these quizzes with the knowledge that the answers are theirs. Not anyone else. I'm not taking a quiz for anyone else. I'm taking it for me. And the more mature my Profila, the better I'm going to be able to match myself up with the things that I want and the things that I need.
Yeah, and recently we've also been talking about how this could even be interesting in the peer-to-peer scenario. You do a brunch and you invite 8 people. You quickly connect to their profile to figure out what are their food preferences, if they have any allergies, if there's like vegan people there. You want to buy a present for someone, you directly have their shoe size, their clothes size. But then just you have the insights just for the time that you need it to actually do something about it, and afterwards it closes. It's this just direct consented access to a source of data that just doesn't exist yet today.
Yeah, and it goes to something we've talked about for so many years, is the idea of a Profila and a contracting layer. I was always imagining the brands that I buy from, I'll buy from forever. Keen Shoes is always an example I use. Well, their subscription for me should just be 12 months and kind of renewed. But the idea that there will be these short-term, focused, targeted subscription offers that the AI agent only needs it for 2 seconds, whatever it is, to do its job, and then it loses it. It loses access to it. That's very, very powerful, and it goes to the mentality of creating a general solution that can be applied over and over again in different scenarios. Because we don't know how this will evolve, because people have never had to consent to contracts to provide personal information. They've accepted cookies and other things like that, but that's kind of a one way, I do it and then they have it forever kind of mentality, as opposed to have a full transparency about who has my data, what they're doing with it, and the ability to revoke it if necessary. And these are concepts that I think people will marvel that we ever wanted to do it any other way, and that's fine, because the internet evolved as it evolved. I'm old enough to remember my first year of university was the first year we didn't have the internet when I was in high school, which I'm actually now very, very glad about. I think that was probably a better social situation. But my first year of college was the years of Alta Vista and things like that. And I think there was grand dreams for how it would evolve, but it required platforms to stay in business and keep the servers on. And the easiest thing to do, the 150-year solution to that, is advertising. And so a Facebook ad is not much different than a newspaper ad from 150 years ago. It's somewhat targeted, but you're kind of guessing. You don't know who's seen it. You don't know if they've actually taken action on it. And we'll marvel at how we accepted that for a very, very long time, even with incredible technology. We've actually done one AI.
Yeah, and imagine.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, and imagine a $900 billion advertising ecosystem being disrupted by us, and just taking a little part of that turnover and pushing it through Zeek. So every brand will keep on paying dollars for an ad that they show, or a piece of brand content that they show. The difference is on Profila, it would just be as the user asks for it, user, and then that's converted into Zeek, thereby buying Zeek from the market and then paying it out to customers. So this will create a huge demand for Zeek as well.
Yep. Yeah. And think about it, you said it's a $900 billion market. And of course, that cost is being incurred to sell other things. So it's supporting, trillions of dollars of actual economic activity. Well, should it be 900 billion? If Profila is the Lord of the Manor, brands don't have to spend 900 billion anymore to get to the sales that they need. It's like the federal government or the staff of Twitter. You probably didn't need as much as you thought you needed. So it's interesting to see how that evolves. It's interesting to see how the bottom lines of large organizations change when they don't have to. They'll still have to do acquisition, which we're not an acquisition platform now, although we have many plans for that. But again, that also requires smart matchmaking or smart marketing. Brands simply won't have to spend as much money. They'll get better conversion, better retention with less spend. That's the dream. We've already done one AI project. If you want to talk a little bit about our AI lawyer project we did with Hochschule, funded by an InnoSwiss grant from the Swiss government.
Yeah, I can briefly mention something about that and how we use it today. So about, I think 2.5 ago, we've submitted an application for a considerable grant from InnoSwiss, which is the Swiss Innovation Agency, like Horizon Europe or Horizon 2020, but then specifically with the University of Lucerne around privacy knowledge bases. So yeah, we were working on knowledge bases before ChatGPT became famous. And the intention there was to create, let's say, a bit of a large language model and a knowledge base with privacy policies, privacy legislation, privacy court cases, privacy advices, industry publications, codes of conduct, anything that could help a user figure out what their rights and potentially obligations are in relation to the personal data that is being used by brands. And so you can query this knowledge base and, for example, ask, if I'm in this country, can they film on this square my kids because they're minors? Or when I park my car on the supermarket? Can they fill my license plate? Or is this company allowed to share my information with third parties? Go look into the privacy policies of these companies. You go look into national legislation and provide like an understandable answer to you. And based on that, if you wanted more information, you could link to privacy professionals who could give you then a little bit of advice. So it was a bit of a side project from what we were initially doing, but because it was also around privacy, it seemed interesting to us. And so now we're integrating the technology behind that large language model to different ends and different functions in the app. So we still have the privacy center in the app, where you can educate yourself about your GDPR rights, where you can exercise your GDPR rights that are then linked to the blockchain, and where then you could also have this knowledge base and query how brands process your information. But then we will use this in the future as well to match you with products and services. I don't know in the roadmap what we will use it for, but
Well, think about now it's
will not be
passive
limited
in
to
that
only
you've got to type something
privacy
in
policy
there.
knowledge base.
No, a little delay on their side. Yeah, I mean now it's passive in that you have to type in a query. You can easily imagine the smarter it gets, the more it can be proactive with, oh, Luke, I know a little bit about you, and the brands that subscribe to you, and maybe the the travel you're going to be doing. I can actually be proactive and provide you guidance, just in time. So. Yeah, and I think most importantly, it helped us develop some muscles around this. That we're 3 or 4 years into thinking and working with AI, so our thinking is more and more mature. And again, we're always looking for elegant introductions of these things, not just AI for the sake of AI. We really see it as a tool for you to help you, and whether that's AI implementations within the platform, but also the ability to link up with AI agents and make them much more powerful by giving them access to parts of your Profila. So I think that's almost unlimited possibilities of that as well. So good. We talked for half an hour. Well, that's good. Oh, I hope this was recorded. I hope this was streamed.
I think so. Yeah, I saw it on X.
Yeah,
So,
I know as well.
So
any last words?
Yeah, any last words? So you'll see a lot of posts from us in the coming days around the public sale of Z. Register to our newsletter on the website so you can get more updates. So you can also get the links to the Medium articles that explain everything about the bonus programs, how to join the app, how to do the AML and KYC, how to bring on brands on board if you have good contacts with a couple of brands. And then for the rest, you'll see us give demos about the platform from now daily. So if you want to know what the platform looks like, Luke, Sean, and I will give you some demos, so you can play, so you can see what you can play around with.
Excellent.
That's it for
me.
Good.
Well, good talking to you as always, and we'll see everybody on our next live stream.